What's up everybody, and welcome to my first video. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did making it. Prepare to dive into the mysterious case of Mary Shotwell Little. Her mysterious disappearance caused a stir in the center of Atlanta. Come along as we solve the puzzle and unveil mysterious hints and intriguing turns. A terrifying journey into the unknown. In 1965, Mary worked as a secretary in Atlanta at Georgia's C and S Bank. Currently, the bank is known as Nations Bank. Her husband, bank examiner Roy Little, became her spouse 6 weeks before she vanished. On October 14th, Roy was out of town undergoing training to become an auditor, but he planned to come back the following day. Mary threw a celebration to honor his return. After work, she went grocery shopping and met up with a colleague for dinner at the Piccadilly Cafeteria, located in the upscale Buckhead neighborhood of Atlanta's Lenox Square shopping center. It was said that Mary was in a good mood and talked merrily about her married life at the time. It was about 8 p.m. when she left dinner and walked back to her car. Nobody has heard from her since. The following day, Mary failed to report for work and failed to file a sick leave request. The co-worker she had dinner with the night before was informed by her boss about her absence. The woman who worked with Mary knew that she had dinner the previous evening and had left her new metallic pearl gray 1965 Mercury Comet with the Georgia license plate 2829 parked in a lot close to Lenox Square. When Mary's bank supervisor arrived at Lenox Square, the car was clearly visible in the yellow 32 section, which is where it was supposed to be. The outside of the car had a layer of red dust on it, like it had been driven on a dirt road. 4 grocery bags, a package of Kent cigarettes, Mary's favorite brand, and some Coke bottles were discovered inside the car. A bra, girdle, panties, a slip, and a single stocking were also present. The stocking and the brassiere were on the floor, but the majority of the belongings had been folded neatly and arranged on the console between the front bucket seats. It looked like a knife had been used to cut the stocking. Mary's underwear looked like it had been worn recently. Mary lost and was never able to locate her outer garments, purse, coat, jewelry, and car keys. The front seats, the inside window of the passenger side, the driver's side door near the handle, the steering wheel, and the undergarments were all covered in smeared blood. It was most likely Mary's blood, according to tests. It was very little indeed, about as much as a nosebleed would produce. The significant smearing of the little amount of blood led some police officers to believe that the scene had been staged. On the steering wheel, in the blood, was an unidentified fingerprint. On October 15th, the day after Mary vanished, investigators discovered that her gas credit card had been used twice in North Carolina. The first time was at an Esso station in Charlotte, Mary's hometown. The second time was at a different Esso station in Raleigh. A woman who appeared to have a minor head injury and had bloodstains on her head and legs was seen by attendants at both stations. The woman was traveling with 1 or 2 middle-aged, unshaven men who appeared to be controlling her, according to both employees who reported this to the police. The woman did not seek assistance from anyone and seemed to be attempting to conceal her face from the attendants. Another strange aspect of Mary's case emerged when the license plate on her Mercury Comet turned out to be a plate stolen in Charlotte, North Carolina in mid-October. With the appropriate tags, Mary's car was legally driven in Georgia. When her bank supervisor drove to the lot and found her car himself, investigators surmised that the stolen plate might have been a clue as to why Lenox Square security had not yet located her car. It was thought by the authorities that the person who drove Mary's car to the lot might have hidden it the night she vanished and then returned it to its original parking space. There is never proof for this theory. If the car was moved, it would have happened roughly when Mary was reported missing in North Carolina. After information regarding the credit card slips became public, a ransom demand of $20,000 was made for Mary. Roy received instructions from an unidentified caller to go to an overpass in the western North Carolina Pisgah National Forest and look for additional signage with instructions. When an FBI agent went for Roy, they discovered a blank piece of paper pressed against the sign. The caller has never been identified and did not get in touch with the Little family again. Roy's potential involvement in his wife's disappearance was looked into by the police. Because they disliked him, some of her former roommates declined to attend their wedding. According to reports, Roy appeared unconcerned about Mary going missing. He declined to take a lie detector test multiple times. But he had a good explanation for her disappearance. He stood to gain nothing from her passing, and the marriage showed no signs of disintegration. Roy has never faced any criminal charges related to Mary's case. There was some speculation that Mary's disappearance might have been connected to a sex scandal at her place of employment around the time she vanished. The bank had hired a former FBI agent to investigate claims of lesbian harassment and possible prostitution on the property. Mary knew about the scandal, but it is not now believed to have anything to do with her disappearance. Friends told investigators that Mary had been receiving unsettling phone calls at work during the weeks leading up to her disappearance. She gave some indications to the caller that she was married and could no longer visit with the unknown person, but he or she was welcome to visit her. The caller's identity remains a mystery. Another secret admirer of Mary's sent her flowers in the weeks preceding her disappearance. The buyer's identity is still unknown, but the bouquets were tracked down to a florist close to Mary's home. Mary kept the details of the odd phone conversations and the flowers a secret from everyone. In the weeks leading up to October 14th, some of her friends claimed that she was afraid of being alone at home or when driving her car. Why she felt unsafe was not stated by her. Mary hinted to her co-workers that she had something significant to share with them a few days before her disappearance, but she ultimately kept it a secret. 18 months after Mary disappeared, in May 1967, a second young woman who worked in the same office was killed. The last time Diane Shields was spotted, she was driving her blue and white Chevrolet Impala out of work. Shields's body was discovered inside the trunk of the car at 2:30 a.m. the following day on Sylvan Road in Atlanta. She had not been sexually assaulted, was fully clothed, and still wore her diamond engagement ring. A scarf had been jammed down her throat, causing her to suffocate to death. Due to the similarities in their disappearances and the fact that the women worked together, police initially thought that Mary and Shields' cases might be related. However, this theory was eventually abandoned. Similar to Mary's disappearance, Shields' murder is still unsolved. At some point in the years after Mary went missing, the police file on her case disappeared. Although her father died in 1979, her mother never stopped searching for her. Several of the police who looked into Mary's case think Mary staged her disappearance for unidentified reasons rather than suspecting foul play. According to other investigators, they believe Mary was kidnapped. Shortly before Mary would have been walking to her car, a woman reported being approached by a man in the parking lot of the Lenox Square shopping center. Some authorities suspect the man was connected to Mary's disappearance. The man has never been identified. Thank you guys for watching. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments below the video. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I will see you guys next time.